All right, so this week on Undisputed Under the Hood, we're going to do a 5-part series on fuel economy. And a lot of people ask me, hey, what can I do to increase my fuel economy? People want to install this gizmo or that gadget or this thing that promises X% in fuel economy return, and they're all gimmicks. I guess that's the nice word. So we're going to talk about things that will actually yield you fuel economy, and in reality, a lot of what we're trying to do is as your car ages, it loses its fuel economy. The fuel, like your miles per gallon, goes down. So we're not actually increasing it; we're restoring it and preserving it, right? So those are kind of the concepts that we're working off in real world like results. So the first thing that is you could do yourself, you could have it done here, is tire pressures. If your tire pressure is too low, especially this time of year as the ambient temperature is dropping, the pressure inside your tires is also dropping. So checking and setting your tire pressures is super important because having them properly inflated is going to reduce rotational resistance. So the kind of rule of thumb is 32 PSI for cars, 35 for trucks. To make sure that you're using the right tire pressures, most cars, actually didn't check this car, let's see if this something has it. It'll be up in here somewhere. Is it up there? Is it there?
Yeah, I think it's a silver plaque.
Nice. Let me see what it says. Tire size front, and here's the pressure. So in the front and rear, it's wanting 32 in the front, 29 in the rear. So you basically just set your tire pressures. I know it's not really like a super sexy concept, but you would be amazed how many times we get cars in the shop. Every car that comes in the shop, we check and set the tire pressures. Especially this time of year, we're seeing pressures at 18, 22 PSI, which is way low. This is definitely costing you money at the pump. So go around, set all your tire pressures, make sure they're kept up. The other thing while we're on the conversation of tires is you want to have an alignment done. I mean, depends on how well you want to maintain your car. Industry standard is 1 year. That may be a bit excessive for some people. Depends on how many miles you drive, stuff like that. But have an alignment done to your vehicle. That way the tires are all pointed in the direction they're intended to. If your alignment is off, like if your toe is out or toed in like this, then it's basically just fighting itself the whole way down the road. Same thing if it's toed out, then you're driving on the road and it's just fighting itself. So again, that's rolling resistance. Those are the kinds of things that we're actively looking to minimize. So those are just 2 tips. Let's see what this one's at. It's supposed to be at 32. This one's actually at 32, so that's good. Let's see what the back's at. This one's supposed to be at 29. This is at 32, so take a little out. The other thing when you're checking your tire pressures is make sure you're using a really high quality gauge. A lot of those stick gauges, I mean, they're great in a bind, but nowadays with TPMS sensors and when we're trying to optimize fuel economy, using an electronic gauge that gives you a very accurate reading is definitely key. So I'm gonna sign off real quick, try to make these brief, but we got 4 more videos coming out this week, fuel economy series. Check it out. Make sure you check us out online. We're on Google. We're on YouTube. Come into the shop. We got the new 10-year swag in stock. And look forward to seeing you guys tune in. If you got any questions for the series, go ahead and post them below, and I will answer them personally as they come in. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow.